A cabinet minister called for campaign finance reform. Hurricane Joaquin damages now pegged at around $100 million, and major job cuts are predicted as a result of NHI implementation. Find out about those stories and others. I'm your host, Krishna Virgil, and welcome to the Tribune's Top 5. Damien Gomez, State Legal Affairs Minister, said despite the government's pledge to pass laws to reform campaign finances, they have made no progress thus far. The government has made no strides in enacting campaign finance laws 3 years after Prime Minister Perry Christie said he was committed to addressing the problem, with State Minister for Legal Affairs Damien Gomez revealing to the Tribune on Sunday that a draft of the legislation has been languishing since 2007. In a frank admission, Mr. Gomez said, quote, "Privately, most members support campaign finance laws on both sides. The problem is when we get in the group and start looking at how to raise money to fund campaigns, all the principles start to disappear. At this point, I have no update on it. The draft that exists needs to be vastly updated. It requires a lot of work. It is in draft form and was since the end of 2007, end quote. A recent revelation by Stellar Waste-to-Energy CEO Dr. Fabrizio Zanaboni that both Progressive Liberal Party and Free National Movement parliamentarians have requested small contributions to aid their constituencies while his company had business before the government highlights gaps in this country's political donation system, a system that has long failed to incorporate recommendations made over the years by international organizations like the Organization of American States. Mr. Gomez said while he does not know if campaign finance laws will be enacted this term, he is in the meantime trying to create bipartisan support for a public registry system that would require parliamentarians to reveal their donors. Asked to whether the government will bring campaign finance laws this term, he said, quote, "I will try to get to do it, but I don't have any expectations one way or the other." Free National Movement leader Dr. Hubert Minnis on Wednesday criticized the Christie administration over the chaotic manner in which it has sought to implement national health insurance as he urged the government to delay the launch of the healthcare scheme to properly engage stakeholders. Dr. Minnis also castigated Prime Minister Perry Christie, saying he is yet to reveal what benefits package will come with NHI's rollout or give taxpayers an accurate estimate of what it will cost to implement the plan. Meanwhile, the Bahamas Insurance Association, BIA, released a statement on the same day warning that the proposed NHI model constitutes a hostile takeover of the private healthcare insurance sector by the government. The association predicted that NHI would destabilize the health insurance sector, which they expect to have a snowballing effect on the entire insurance industry. The BIA cautioned the government to exercise prudence in its management of the country's affairs and to implement universal health coverage in the Bahamas in a responsible rather than reckless manner. 2 months since Hurricane Joaquin ravaged the central and southern islands, Prime Minister Perry Christie said the damages are now pegged at around $100 million. Prime Minister Perry Christie on Tuesday, as he addressed a seminar in Paris, said Hurricane Joaquin damages are now estimated at around $100 million, as he pledged to explore whether insurance could further help the Bahamas recover from such storms. Speaking on the challenges faced by the Bahamas and other small island developing nations when it came to the impact of climate change, Mr. Christie said the Category 4 storm had decimated the southern and central family islands. During the SIDS gathering, he said, quote, "Last month, Hurricane Joaquin decimated whole island economies in the southern and central Bahamas. The estimates of the damage is now $100 million. The sea took weeks to recede. Whole communities were cut off. There is no doubt what the Bahamas faces if something does not change," end quote. The government initially pledged Joaquin's damage at $60 million, but that has since been increased to $80 million and now $100 million. Mr. Christie added that the government's cost alone could run to $56 million in a recent address to the House of Assembly, depending on where a road in Athens was located. The Prime Minister also vowed to explore whether there were new insurance solutions for the costs involved in post-hurricane repairs and restoration, although he did not indicate whether this was for government-owned assets or private as well. Former Immigration Minister Loftus Roker on Thursday said he was disheartened by the idea that the men and women we have elected to make it better are slowly destroying the country. He added that it was time for Prime Minister Perry Christie, who is 72, to step aside and open the field for new leaders. He also suggested that present-day politicians have warped the structure of the country's true system of governance in favor of a party-based system that rewards loyalty to nonsense. Mr. Roker warned that anarchy and chaos, the likes of which we have never seen before, would now play out across the country as a result of voters now becoming aware of the truth. He told the Tribune that it was painfully obvious that those in authority only work to improve their standards and their well-being, while most Bahamians are left to suffer. Mr. Roker, a cabinet minister in the Pinling administration, said that being forced to witness the destruction of the Bahamas at the hands of men and women who pledged to uphold the rights of the land has been tough. Reminded of the men vying for the post of Prime Minister heading into the 2017 general election, Mr. Roker said he was worried. He said while he is a proponent of Mr. Christie retiring from frontline politics, he doesn't see anyone that can replace him. Less than 1 month until national health insurance is to be implemented, uncertainty looms with job security topping the list. A high-level stakeholder in the health insurance industry said the jobs of as many as 1,000 people will be in jeopardy if the Christie administration moves ahead with its national health insurance scheme without incorporating the Bahamas Insurance Association's recommendations. The source spoke to the Tribune on the condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to discuss sensitive internal talks with the media at a time when stakeholders are discussing contingency plans in case the government moves forward with its own ideas. While threatening large-scale job cuts could be seen by some as a scare tactic, leading cardiothoracic surgeon Dr. Dwayne Sands told the Tribune that he believes the cited number of possible job losses is legitimate as a worst-case scenario result. Meanwhile, the Tribune's source said job cuts are likely because the industry anticipates many Bahamians will terminate their current health insurance coverage in anticipation of getting free health care under the government scheme. Responding to the concerns, Acting Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis said while the Christie administration is concerned about possible job losses due to the implementation of NHI, the scheme is designed to absorb any possible fallout in the private insurance sector. Mr. Davis added that the government is not discussing delaying the rollout of NHI amid criticism that the public health care system will not be ready to meet the government's self-imposed implementation date of January 1, 2016. Speaking to reporters on Tuesday, Mr. Davis said while officials are listening to industry experts, the government is resolute in ensuring that every Bahamian will have access to health care and medical services. Want to get in on the discussion? Well, here's how you can. Just log on to our website at www.tribune242.com. Like us on Facebook, the Tribune News Network. Send us a tweet at Tribune242 or subscribe to our YouTube page, Tribune242.